Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. And last night, SmackDown began an all-new season with a bunch of new faces to kick off an all-new era for SmackDown. But the one thing that wasn't new is that nothing has changed. And this show was terrible, and SmackDown continues to be the suckdown we have all come to know it to be. So many things wrong with the first outing after the draft, and we are going to talk about it right here and right now. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's SmackDown Review and Reaction Show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
A very boring, very predictable first episode out of the gates of this new season of SmackDown on Fox. It was not fun to watch this show at all. And I understand some of you guys are going to be all, oh, well, wasn't it so emotional and so great that the New Day had their little moment and they cried and swapped stories and shed their little tears in the ring because they're never going to see each other again? Are you all brain dead or what? I understand in the world of wrestling that Big E's going to be on one show and the other two are going to be on the other show, so the New Day is not together anymore. But these guys are standing in the middle of the ring, saying goodbye to each other and reminiscing over a career as if they are like moving across the country, or Big E's going to move over to Germany to do some sort of a special training or some shit. They have a podcast. The New Day has a podcast of their own, so they are going to see each other every week. They are going to see each other every day, up, up, down, down. Like, they're not really separating. It's not like a breakup with your ex that you're going to sit there and cry about. Oh, I'm going to miss you so much. Stop it. Stop it. I appreciate the message it's trying to send. I know that they're not going to be a trio on TV anymore. Is that really a big deal? We got the New Day on SmackDown in Big E. You got the New Day on Raw in Kofi and Woods. And all that means is more New Day. It means the New Day is represented on both shows. Why is that a bad thing? You think they're going to stick to this brand split? We started the first episode with a whole bunch of the roster on stage. And half of the roster was already from Monday Night Raw. And this is the first night. Because the New Day had to say goodbye. Roman had to fight Braun for some reason. Sheamus is there because he has to be an opponent for the New Day for some reason. Why is it special? Why does it matter that they're not going to be on the same brand? They still work in the same company. They're still going to see each other. They're all still at the Thunderdome. It's not as big of a deal as they made it out to be. And they had this long and drawn out goodbye, which at first I was okay, but the longer it went on, the more I was like, are you kidding me? You're going to be sitting together with each other after the show in the car, going to the next thing you've got to do. Can we stop with this overdramaticness? It's not really helping matters at all. It's just something that felt nonsensical to me. And then you had the match, the six-man match, the New Day versus the Sushi Bar, this time with Sheamus, the original member of the original bar with Cesaro, not a member of the Sushi Bar, which is Shinsuke and Cesaro. But now we have this six-man. And it was a decent match, but it went on and on and on so that the New Day can hit all of their trio tandem maneuvers for one last time. Was it necessary? No. Did it do anything to help anybody? No. It put another loss in the column for Sheamus, Shinsuke, and Cesaro, an unnecessary loss just for the New Day to go out and say goodbye in a victorious manner. Why is this such a big deal? It shouldn't be. You know what should be a big deal? The brand split, the draft, the new superstars coming to SmackDown. But you know what they did? They had everybody out there, including the Raw superstars, on the stage so that Triple H and Stephanie can give the most cringeworthy and terrible opening promo segment that I think I've ever... I had to sit here and watch Triple H sing Rick James's Super Freak. That's right, Triple H, the game, the King of Kings, the guy that almost murdered Cactus Jack on multiple occasions, a guy that ran over his best friend with a car. This guy's in the ring. The guy that founded NXT, which used to be the greatest wrestling show on the planet, he's in the middle of the ring, and he's singing Super Freak, Super Freak, Super Friend, doing like weird dad moves with him. And I'm like, I don't need to see this. This is what happens when you don't have a general manager or an authority figure. You get stuff like this, where Triple H and Stephanie are doing bad comedy, introducing us to the new SmackDown roster, talking about Aleister Black being there, talking about Kevin Owens being there, and then just unceremoniously, oh, and by the way, here's Daniel Bryan. You couldn't think of a better way to bring back Daniel Bryan than standing on the stage while Triple H is dancing like your uncle at a wedding that's half drunk, and then just standing there in his flannels, smiling and waving to an automated fictional yes chant. That's so impactful. What a way to bring back Daniel Bryan. And then they made it even worse, because Daniel Bryan's segment on SmackDown was for him to remind everybody who SmackDown got. Let's not have actual segments where we book the Riot Squad and show them on TV and have them do something of importance and make them feel special. Let's not talk about Bianca Belair and Aleister Black and have them actually have segments on the show. Well, Bianca Belair had a great promo package. That's a terrible example. But you got Aleister Black, you got Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Dominic, Murphy, all these guys coming. And the best thing you got is Daniel Bryan just saying, oh, and by the way, we got the... Why would Daniel Bryan be excited that Bianca Belair is coming to SmackDown? Is he the new GM? Is he the new authority figure? Is he going to be on the roster wrestling for championships? What does Bianca Belair's career matter to him? Same goes for the Riot Squad. Is he going to be wrestling with the girls? Why does he care? Oh, and I'm so excited to have the Riot Squad here. What does that matter to Daniel Bryan? This is the best they got. It did get slightly better, though, because the Monday Night Man Bun came down to his first episode of Friday Night SmackDown, as he's now the Friday Night Messiah with the Man Bun, to confront Daniel Bryan. While they're in the ring and having their little back and forth, Seth Rollins wants Daniel Bryan to join him in the greater good. He still will not discuss or explain what the greater good actually means, but Daniel Bryan was saying what all of us are thinking, which is that everything that Seth Rollins is doing, his whole gimmick, everything about it, is just kind of dumb. It doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of dumb. And he wants Daniel Bryan to join, but Daniel Bryan, of course, is not going to do so. But I was involved in this one minor segment, and I was like, this can be something. This has potential. This evil man bun Seth Rollins versus the Yes Movement leader Daniel Bryan. That's babyface versus heel. That's money. That's money. That's a money feud right there. And then they go and ruin it. Because Seth and Daniel start to get into it. And of course, it comes down to the Mysterios coming down to bail out Daniel Bryan. And then Buddy Murphy follows suit. He's coming out, we think, to assist Seth Rollins, but then he jumps Seth Rollins, leaving the Mysterios to have absolutely nothing to do with the segment at all. And then he wants to shake hands with Rey and Dominic at the end, but they're still like, no way, man. You burned us. You burned our family. You sided with him. I don't care that you just beat his ass 2 weeks in a row, and we're just going to forget about all this. So now Daniel Bryan's return just got lost and used to further a storyline that we all want to throw up from watching, because it's just been going on for way, way too long. There's no more steam. There's no more momentum here. I don't care about what's going on with Rey Mysterio, Dominic, and Seth Rollins. I would have cared about Seth Rollins pivoting and changing direction and going towards Daniel Bryan. That's a great, great move. That's a great move. And okay, they might have planted the seed here, but we still have to get through the forest of the Mysterios, and the jungle just keeps growing. As we're hacking through it, they keep adding more and more trees and vines and shitting away, and you just can't hack it away. We can't get through. We can't clear the leaves. We're still stuck in the same shit over and over and over again. The one boring angle from Raw that was overplayed and overdone is now going to be like reset, like it never happened here on SmackDown. That's not new. That's not season premiere worthy. Nothing that really went on in this show outside of the last 5 minutes was worthy of any of your time. Let's go down the match list. We started off after the brawl. Triple H and Stephanie was so bad at the intro that they incited a brawl between the entire roster that was up there. Just unnecessary brawl to get people talking, to get people fuming, that, you know, that cold open brawl that they do every once in a while. To make it seem like there's action and excitement on the show. They always go to that. People are just fighting with people. Otis is shoving down Sami Zayn. Who cares? Who cares? This ended up with Lars Sullivan coming out, beating the snot out of half of the roster, clearing the ring, and then having the match with Jeff Hardy. To which Lars Sullivan defeated Jeff Hardy. Okay, fine. So you had Jeff Hardy come to SmackDown, or he's saying goodbye on SmackDown, rather. He came here tonight, even though he's part of the Raw roster, to lose to this guy, and now he's never going to get his win back, because he's going to another show. And Lars Sullivan beating a Jeff Hardy in his first match on SmackDown, is that big enough to make him feel important? Is it enough to make you guys care? He's throwing half the roster around, and now he's beating Jeff Hardy. Cares? Who cares yet? I don't. I know they're just starting, but he beat a guy and had a match with a guy that's no longer going to be on the show, so you're not starting anything for him, really. You're just building momentum and then sacrificing Jeff Hardy, as now he's going to go back to Monday Night Raw a loser. And this is a guy that's essentially a winner 90% of the time. He's going back as a loser, which just doesn't make sense. Same can be said for Sheamus, who came to SmackDown to have that 6-man tag with the New Day, only to go back to Monday Night Raw a loser. Because he lost in a very predictable match. It was a good match. It wasn't the worst 6-man we've ever seen. I'm so tired of 6-mans that I could care less. Once they book it, I don't care. It's a 6-man tag. Great. How many times have we seen that this year? 8 million? But it's going to be the final time you see the New Day. So I watched this match, and as a match, it was fine. It was fine. It was a little bit too long. But then the New Day won and embraced each other at the end, hugging each other, choking back all the tears because it's such a big deal. I'm never going to see you again, Big E. Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Up, Up, Down, Down. No, thank you. Excuse me 1 second. I got to caffeinate and get the frog out of my throat with a little bit of Dunkin'. Why not? The Street Profits came to SmackDown, and now they have these SmackDown Tag Team Championships, which they didn't earn. They were just handed. And they're going to have a title defense against the only other tag team on SmackDown, apparently, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. This is a team that doesn't need to exist. Robert Roode should be a man on his own, and Dolph Ziggler should be waiting for the Underground to kick back in, because nobody needs to see this. And the bigger proof that I have of that is this match barely went 4 minutes. They went out there and got disqualified for beating each other up in the ring. The ref lost control of this matchup. The 4 guys were just brawling all over the place within 2 minutes, and they threw this match out. Disqualification. Who cares? What a way for the Street Profits to make a debut, and we're only going to see them fight Roode and Ziggler for the next 3 months straight. So, hold on to your hats. We're just getting started here. And in the final match of the evening was Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. No reason for this match to exist. No reason for Raw to be on SmackDown. For Braun to be on SmackDown. He's been over on Raw since before the draft even happened. He came to SmackDown in his Raw Underground getup, and he put on gloves, and he's standing there, and he's here at SmackDown to get his ass kicked by Roman Reigns. And this match went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. We've seen a lot of back and forth in the offense, which I thought was weird. There's no need to make Braun Strowman look good against Roman Reigns. He's supposed to be the number one guy. He's the big dog. He's the top guy. He should have knocked Braun Strowman's lights out within minutes, but it was a match nonetheless, and it ended in a very strange way with Roman Reigns grabbing Braun Strowman in a guillotine and having him tap out. How many other superstars do you think you'll see him use the guillotine on? This move was only effective and looked good as it did because of the size of Braun Strowman. Can you imagine him putting that on Jey Uso? It's not going to look as impressive, if you ask me. I don't know if this is going to be his new thing. I don't know if he's taking a page out of Jon Moxley's book or not, but this is how he beat Braun Strowman tonight. But this match was not the story. This match was not worthy of being on a season premiere. It made no sense that it was happening, but it happened, and I'm glad it did, if only for the final 5 minutes of this show, which was the only thing you needed to watch. Because this is where Jey Uso came out. Jey Uso was watching intently in the back, sideways on the monitor like they do. And he came out when the match was over and was just kind of staring at the ring, and Roman Reigns was kind of baiting him to come on in. They had a little bit of an exchange back and forth. Roman's like, this is how we survive. This is how we put food on the table. I do this. Why do you want to take my place at the head of the table? I love you. I still love you, cuz. Like, it's really intense back and forth between these guys. He invited Jey Uso into the ring, gave him a steel chair, and then turned his back, waiting for Jey Uso to strike. But that strike would never come. Jey Uso threw the chair down, but then as Roman continued to egg him on, he just hit the right note, and Jey Uso snapped. He's like, you love me, dog? Well, I love you too. And super kicked his teeth, his new veneers right down his throat. He was all full steam go on his cousin. He was just unloading on Roman Reigns, to finally people coming out from the back, pulling the two guys apart, and Roman would get a cheap shot, Superman punch, in on Jey Uso as he was being restrained by security, and SmackDown would go off the air, building towards that Hell in a Cell match, which right now is the most exciting thing to me in all of the WWE. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and this storyline is the only thing worth watching. And they're doing a great job. They're doing a fantastic job. The intensity these guys are bringing to it, the family element is playing a lot, and it just didn't need Braun Strowman. But I understand how great it was at the end for Roman to be like, do you see what I just did to Braun Strowman? If I could do this to him, what do you think I'm going to be able to do to you, especially inside Hell in a Cell? Great finish to a garbage season premiere, which did nothing. All we had was matches where people were saying goodbye to the brand instead of focusing in on who they got and all the new people coming to the brand, which to me is ass backwards. We had to see Fox Sports insider Jay Glazer giving his take on pro wrestling. We didn't need this. This is just as bad and equivalent to going to the war rooms during the draft a couple of years ago. All these phony little wrestling insiders, and I know Jay Glazer's an actual sports analyst, but his analysis of the WWE is unnecessary. This was just a tie-in from some pre-show. I don't know if they're doing a SmackDown pre-show every week. I missed it. I didn't see it. I didn't care enough to know about it or to view it. And that, in a nutshell, is tonight's episode of SmackDown. It was worthless. It was meaningless. And I guess we'll still have to wait and see when we get to next week just what the real direction they're going with, because then there finally won't be any Raw people around, right? But we got Survivor Series right around the corner, which is the one time of the year, the only time of the year where Raw and SmackDown do battle. So it's a matter of time before we see these guys head to head. I am glad that they didn't break up the New Day in a way that made anybody end up being or changing alignment. I didn't want to see Big E turn into a heel. I didn't want to see Kofi and Woods turn heel on Big E. It's nice to see the team bow out the way they did. I just think they made a little bit too much out of it. They're going to be together literally every day anyway. But that's just my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to another Smackdown review right here on Sledgehammer TV. If you enjoyed today's show in any way, shape, or form, if it made you laugh, if it made you cry, if it made you understand why this show was a complete waste of a season premiere, hit that thumbs up for me right now. Subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified every time another review drops on this channel, and then share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if they need to know what the hell was wrong with SmackDown last night. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue, the Snowball, the most important member of the team, as always, each and every one of you. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com. Boom.